Hello, my name is John Gouger from Crypto Candlestick Trading, and today in this video I'm going to show you my take on Bitcoin. Firstly, the disclaimer, anything that I say in here is not a recommendation to buy. This is just my analysis. It has worked for me in the past. There's no guarantees that it will work for me in the future. What I'd like to do is show you this buying that I can see with Bitcoin right now. Now, if I open up this chart all the way, we can see that there's a huge amount of volume come in at the top of the handle and broken above this high here. So the top of the cup here, we've come down and we've broken the highs of this handle right here. And this one here, so we can actually see that this was a buy here. This was also a buy here. So my analysis told me to buy in at 91.54. I'll just show you where we'll just go back and have a look at Bitcoin on the long term, and then we'll come all the way back in up to today's trading again. So it's going to look pretty messy because I wasn't going to do these videos, but my wife told me to do them, and I just, I've got last crypto run, I traded 70,000 to 1.2 million. I wasn't smart enough to keep it all, but I did actually come out of it very well. So just looking at the cup with handle on the other side of the bull rally, which looks like, to me, it just looks like we're just going to come into that thing again. So down here, we have the start of the cup all the way down, and we make the high there, and then we create a handle. We break that high. There was your first entry there, and that was around about the 28th of the 10th, 17. So late 2017 there, and another one there, but we had a big pullback down to the 50 moving average. So this was my selling right here, and then we had a turnaround here, and then this was me buying back in again here at 72.65. I bought back in again here. So the reason why I'm buying is because we have a good solid breakout candle above the moving averages with high volume. High volume is an absolute necessity as far as I'm concerned. Some people say it doesn't matter, but you need to know how much money is going into the market and how much money is coming out of the market. This way you can actually beat the market. You can actually make decisions before it comes out on the news. So often I'll find that I've sold, and then the next day or that night or whatever, it comes out, you need to be getting out of this because of such and such, like whatever news. But I mean, like the candles tell you way before. So there was quite a lot of trading going in around here. I didn't really trade very much going up here. I actually sold a little bit here and sold a little, but no, actually, I sold a little bit up here. I didn't sell up here. I wasn't smart enough to do that. I sold a little bit down here though. As soon as it broke below those moving averages, that's when I was out. But here it just looked way too extended, these candles here. So I got a little bit concerned about that and liquidated a little bit of my position there. Coming along here, we had a huge crash, and then we kind of consolidated sideways into a tighter sort of a pattern as we're coming down towards the end there. And I'll just take this a little bit closer to today, where we're at. And here we go. Here's the cup with handle that we've got now. So we had a big fall off after that sideways consolidation, and here we can see the big green volume. We got the smart money buying in down the bottom here. Now this is a very good sign. Okay, there's a little bit of selling here, but there's a lot more buying happening than selling. And then we have a breakout. This breakout here was my first entry back into the market. It was a buy at 49.22. I just want to say here that I trade end of day data only. And the reason being is because if you look at all these candles, often you'll see, I used to trade into intraday data, but the only problem was it was so confusing, and it was a very big emotional roller coaster ride. So I started doing end of day data. Like I was looking at the end of the candles and thought to myself, hang on a minute, why don't I just do end of day data? Because even the good candles, okay, well, I might have missed a little bit of profit on the way, but I've got to say that when you're trying to pick the bottom and trying to pick the top, I don't know anyone that can do that successfully. I can tell a day or two, within a couple of days when the market has turned, like when it's reached its high, but I need confirmation, and I need solid confirmation. Like you can actually see down here that, okay, there's a couple of lows here. You can see huge amounts of buying here, like that's fantastic. all the way coming along here. There's good buying, and a bit of a sell-off day there. And then here, this is the main day here. It broke above the moving averages on extraordinarily high volume. This is great. So anyway, that was that there. So this allows me at the end of day data, it's 10 o'clock my time when a new candle arrives, right? So I look at the charts at 10 o'clock in the morning until 20 past 10, and that's it. I set my alerts for the day just in case. Well, and I don't have many alerts, but unless I got, something big happening, like if we're just shooting way to the top, then, like I'm looking at something, like possibly selling into a rally instead of, like looking at selling at a close below the 8 EMA. But even a close below the moving averages, I wait till end of day data. And yes, sometimes I get my ass kicked big time, but the majority of the time it sells off massively throughout the day and then comes back up almost back to where it opened, by the time it goes for me to sell and a new candle is happening. So I often find it works a lot better for me than what it works against me. This was another buy here, and the reason being is because it's got above average volume and it's broken out above consolidation patterns there. I was looking at this here, but I didn't like how overextended it was, so I didn't go into there. I was expecting some sort of a pullback around about this time. I felt a little bit uncomfortable, a bit uneasy about getting in, so I didn't get in anywhere here. I did make a bit of I wouldn't call it a mistake really, because we did have a consolidation that was big enough to warrant a buy. So I bought back in here at 87.29, but I got my ass kicked and it went below the 8 EMA and the moving averages in the 20, it closed there. So I got out at that time at 80.99. Anyway, it went down and then it came back in and then the buy was 86.89. So, people are going to go, oh, look at this, like he's bought back in there at 87, he sold at 8,000 or 8.1. Now he's back in there at 8.7, like, okay, that's trading. Shit happens. I'm not after buying the highs or the lows. I'm after the meat in the middle of the sandwich, right? Now, this here was my first buy, and so I've had 1, 2, 3 buys and then sold, and 1, 2 buys, and so I'm back in the game again. I can't complain, but I have to say that this buy here is the big buy. And the only reason why I'm saying that for me it's a big buy is because this is a very long, extraordinarily long cup with handle, and we're broken out with good solid volume. And as I showed you before in the history, what it looked like back then with Bitcoin, it smashed it. Like, this is a similar kind of a thing. There's no guarantees it's going to work the same way. But in history, these kind of patterns have a 7 out of 10 chance, and even greater than 7 out of 10 chance of just, moving in a positive direction. Of course, you need to know when to sell, and you got to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you don't keep money. It's as simple as that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I am going to put out, a few more videos and stuff, and I know that there's people out there that trade, and they've got all the right words and all that sort of stuff to explain things in a better way than I do. But I just know that what's worked for me, and it's not hard. It's one of those things, once you get to know when to get in and when to get out, you just follow the rules and you make money. But this is not a consistent income, as you can see with these trades here. You go for huge dry spells, but when the money turns and the tide starts coming in, you definitely want to be on your game right there and then. So anyway, I hope this video has helped for you, and I will be making some more. And I'm doing a blog actually, crypto candlestick trading. I've just started that yesterday, and this is my first video. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. See yous.